Hello, and once again, welcome to our weekly look at Tiffin University football. Hi, everybody. I'm Russ Snyder, voice of the Dragons. To my right, head coach of the Tiffin University Dragon football team, Mr. Brett Ekkens. Coach, how are we doing today? It's always good to talk after a big Dragon win.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm doing well and excited for the week that we've got this week, and excited about playing Kentucky Wesleyan this weekend.
Well, a lot to talk about this week as the Dragons tied the conference high point, I think, for points this season with the 63 spot this past week and a big 63-10 win for the Dragons. And it was a game, coach, where your Dragons, there's the three fastest of football. You guys won all three of the fastest. That's always great to see.
Yeah, we're trying to play great team football down the stretch here, and that's been a huge focus and emphasis for us in our team meetings and in our practices. So, the score, the outcome was great, but the point was that we came together as a team, and we've been playing good team football the last few weeks, and we want to keep building on that.
We're playing good team football. Let some guys have some fantastic days, and two of those guys were GMAC Players of the Week this week. We'll start with Ethan Holbrook, your special teams player. It kind of felt like he was going to break one, at some point or another throughout the season. He got one this week. It was good to see.
Yeah, he's been a shoelace away a number of times. Yeah. It was great to see him, and the unit really did a great job setting it up for him, and he did a great job scoring the football, and that's something that we work really hard on in practice and in our meetings, and we've been telling him stay patient, it's coming, and yeah, he had a great day on Saturday.
I'm sure every punt returner, when they don't break one, they come to the sideline thinking, I was this close every single time I met it.
Yeah.
You gotta have that mentality.
You have to have that mentality for sure.
Then Ronald Blackman, the offensive player of the week this week again, and well-deserved. He had a big day, 19 carries, 214 yards, average 11 yards per carry, touchdown runs of 66 and 34 yards, couple touchdowns. I'm sure the first thing you're going to say is he can't do all that without the 10 other guys on the football field.
Yeah, as an offensive line guy, whenever the running back has a great game, you always sit there and say those guys played well up front. And they did, but Ron does a great job creating as well, and he had a great day. He played really hard, and I think you see his hard work coming to fruition when you watch him play. He's worked incredibly hard, through the off season and through his time here, and it's great to see it paying off for him.
He's back on top of the league in the rushing yards per game after his big performance on Saturday. A lot of scoring plays to go through. Let's go ahead and go through them quick here in the first quarter. Will Jackson Linkard, a 6-yard touchdown pass from Alex Johnson, a 6-play, 45-yard drive, 3:36 off the clock, and Will get in the end zone back-to-back weeks for you.
Yeah, it's great to see Will get another touchdown, and our goal anytime that we have a drive is to finish the drive with points, especially a touchdown, and it was great to come out that way and good points there.
So the Dragons get up early 7-0, and then the defense gets you a touchdown as well. And I'll tell you my favorite part of this play here in a moment. Jalen Cole's an 84-yard interception return. Your kicker, Ben Rudolph's kick was good, 14-0. The Dragons had the lead, and he caught that ball on the far side, the opponent's sideline, and had to go down kind of around the knees or so to get it. But my favorite part is as he was going down the sideline, that specialist was gaining on him about the 50-yard line. He pulled away from him. Boy, when those defensive guys can see that goal line, they got a little extra giddy up there.
Makes the handoff, looking at that left side, is picked. Far side, scooped up, and the sideline. Can they run him down? The 50, the 40. I don't think they're going to catch him in 3 of the last 4 weeks. The Dragons have picked one off.
Yeah, he demonstrated that he's got some speed. There was a receiver chasing him, and he was pulling away, which is great. Great to see him be able to display his athleticism and be able to score. But the most important part of that touchdown was the fact that our kickoff after that first touchdown, we almost gave up a kick return, and Aiden Fisher saved the touchdown from happening. They had a great return on it, and then a few plays later, Jalen Coles has that pick six. So it's great to see. That's team football. That's the picture we're trying to paint, and that's something that we really spent a lot of time talking through those scenarios in our meeting on Sunday. It matters,
Lake Erie, you get that big return after the touchdown, almost puts that touchdown you just gave up in the back of your mind. We're about to even this thing up, and then the Dragons say, no, you're not. We're going to get 7 on the defensive side. And at the end of the first quarter, your Dragons lead it 14-0. The Dragons kept it going in the second quarter. Your leading receiver this year, Jalen Thomas, a 31-yard pass from Alex Johnson. 4 plays, 51 yards, and only a minute 6 off the clock. Now your Dragons up 3 scores.
1-2. Alex fakes the pitch this time. Looking middle of the field, down the middle of the field, and deflected and then caught. It should have been picked, but Jalen Thomas says, nah, I'll take the touchdown instead.
Yeah, JT found the end zone again, and really great focus by him. Alex was joking he wishes he had that throw back. He had Joey wide open on a wheel, which is pretty funny to see the next day. But the ball got tipped. JT had great focus and was able to score and get us some points on the board.
You hear him talk about in the broadcast a lot, about tip drills and things like that. And I'm sure that's something you guys work on a lot. I mean, I'm a Chicago Bears fan, so I don't really want to talk about tip drills too much, but I'm sure that's something you guys work on a lot. You know, when that ball gets deflected, you're staying focused on the football.
Yeah, we're focused on the football until the whistle blows, no matter what.
And also in the third quarter, your tight end, he just didn't have a lot of catches, but boy, he just keeps finding the end zone. He's like almost every week, and also making big plays for you on third down, catch the football. Joey Zalewski, a little 1 yard pass from Alex, 6 plays, 39 yards, 2.5 off the clock, and now your Dragons up 4 scores.
To the right. Blackman back in the game on Alex's right hip. Alex wants to throw in the middle of the field. He's got his tight end, Joey Zalewski, from a yard out.
Yeah, it's great to come away with points again, and I think the thing that Joey does is Joey's physical in the run game, and you see him be able to catch the football when we throw it to him as well, and he's a guy that he's got a diverse skill set.
Seems like he's a guy that you guys use in motion a lot on the offensive side of the football as well. And then the one we talked about a little while ago, Ethan Holbrook, the 61-yard touchdown punt return to put the Dragons up 35. Take us through that play, Coach.
He's got the 45. He's got the 50. There's that 10. And the 45, the 40, 35, still on his feet. 30, 25, 20, sideline. Ethan Holbrook with the touchdown return of the punt.
Yeah, again, anytime that you got a great returner back there, you're always hopeful that he'll return it for a touchdown. And on that play specifically, the punt return unit did a great job blocking. Great effort by all 10 guys that were blocking for him. And then his job getting behind his blockers and finding the end zone, he did phenomenally. Set it up. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. And when you do the things the way that you're supposed to, great things happen. We've continued to preach that. And that unit's been close, like we talked all year. It was great to see it finally happen for us.
Ethan in the game had 131 all-purpose yards, 105 of those on returns and finding the end zone. And it seems to work hand in hand with a wide receiver who's a return man or any specialist. Making plays on the offensive side, it increases your confidence in the return game. Now making these big plays in the return game kind of increases your confidence on the offensive side of football. It kind of all works hand in hand, doesn't it?
Yeah, and that's why we preach specifically with our younger players, which Ethan is. Ethan's a redshirt freshman, and we talk a lot about finding your role. His role initially this year was going to be as a punt returner, and he was going to get some time as a receiver. Well, his role as a receiver has really amplified as he's gotten more confidence, and a lot of that is due to his ability to return punts. And you see the same thing with Spikes. Spikes has done a great job with our kick returns, and it's really helped his confidence as a running back as well.
Dragons scored one more time in the first half. It was Alex Johnson, this time with his legs, a 21-yard run, 3 plays, 39 yards, just 51 seconds off the clock. Lake Erie is able to add a field goal before the half, but Alex getting it done with his legs. He doesn't have a whole lot of 20-yard touchdown runs in his pocket, does he?
Alex still has it, just broke a tackle. I think the defender didn't realize Alex had it, and he's going to take it into the end zone. What a play. Alex Johnson about 22 yards out, and here comes the penalty flags.
Yeah, it was a play that we had set up all week, kind of a gadget play, and it was good to see. And the guys were really excited that it worked, and I think that's something that makes the game fun. I'm a Detroit Lions fan. They seem to have one every single week, but it's a lot of fun when you work on those trick plays, and they work.
So my Bears give up a Hail Mary touchdown. Your Lions scored 52, so you had to bring that up after.
I had to.
Well, let's talk about Jaffer Murphy, that field goal the young man made at the end of the half. Looked like, that thing was as high as the uprights when he put that thing through. That was a heck of a kick that young man made.
Yeah, he is impressive, and he was as impressive in person as he has been as we've watched film. He made that 60-yarder a couple of weeks before, and the same thing, he could have made it from 65, but we tried to freeze him. We called a timeout right before his first attempt, and he knocked the first attempt through, and then he came back and he doubled down and knocked the one after the freeze through. And yeah, credit to him. He's a great kicker, and he's a weapon for him.
Certainly. That's a 42-3 Dragons lead at the half. Third quarter, we mentioned Ronald Blackman. He scores 2 touchdowns in the second half. First in the third quarter, 66-yard run, just a couple plays. Dragons get 9 yards on first down. Ronald takes it the rest of the way, 1:02 off the clock, and now it's a 49-10 game, and that was one of 2 that Ronald will get you in the third quarter.
There's the middle of the field, he's gone. Ronald Blackman's going to go 65 yards for the touchdown on the first down run between the tackles, and the Dragons got 48 spot looking for 49.
Great patience by him on the run, and again, it's trusting that the other 10 players are going to do what they're supposed to do, and he's done a great job of being patient. And then when he hits the pedal, he is fast. So it's fun to see him pull away. But yeah, great play nonetheless. Anytime that you got a long run like that, you're excited.
I think that might be Ronald's greatest strength is his patience. Like A lot of guys they don't have the patience to wait for that stuff to develop, and he's excellent at it. And when he sees it, yeah, you're right. He puts the pedal down and he goes. Scored another one, a 34-yard run on the first play, a 9-second drive for the Dragons, 56-10. Take us through that play. What led to that play?
Johnson, quick pitch, far side, Blackman. Ronald, he'll get to the 25. The 20 will split him and take it into the end zone. Ronald Blackman from 34 yards out, excuse me. And the Dragons.
Yeah, another example of turnovers resulting in points, and you get a great interception. I think that was the Wimpy interception on the sideline, and then we come right back to the run. At that point in the game, we were trying to run the football as much as we could, and again, an explosive play, and great vision by Ron, and a great job finding the end zone.
Didn't take long to turn this turnover into points at all, 9 seconds, as a matter of fact. And Justin Wimpy leading the conference in interceptions right now in the Great Midwest Athletic Conference. One more touchdown, and it's always good to see this young man find the end zone as well. Nick Johnson, the running back, 6-yard run. 8 plays, 42 yards, a nice finish. Things off for the Dragons, 5 minutes, 18 seconds off the clock. And Nick, that doesn't get the opportunities I'm sure he would like because Ronald's having such a successful year, but when he gets in there, man, he does do the job, doesn't he?
Yeah, Nick.
Keegan Ray with Nick Johnson in the backfield. Keegan gives it to Nick up the middle and into the end zone. Nick Johnson puts 6 more on the board for the Dragons. It's now 62-10.
Nick's done a great job of talk about patience. He's done a great job of being patient. He's an explosive running back. We've got 3 backs that we're really confident in, and Nick was getting a lot of carries early in the season. He had an injury that he's battled back from, and he's feeling great. And he made the most of the carries when he got them, and that's the thing that counts. He builds trust, just like Spikes has built trust when they get carries. They've done a really good job with the carries that they get.
Some of the numbers from the team numbers from the game on Saturday. Dragons a 16-11 first down advantage. Both teams ran the ball 35 times. The Dragons ran it for 3 times as much, average just under 8 yards per carry. And through the air, the Dragons 17 of 20. Didn't have to throw the ball a whole lot, but defensively, you really did a good job of clamping down on their wide receivers, holding to a very low completion percentage, and getting yourself 3 picks as well. So the defense as a whole had a great game. Talk a little bit about the secondary and the job they did against their talented wide receiving corps.
Yeah, I mean, 3 interceptions on the day is a really good day. We planned. They had some skilled players. Lake Erie College did that we knew that we would have to do a great job in covering, and we challenged our guys all week. We knew that they were going to play. They were going to have a balanced offensive attack, and when they threw the ball at us, we wanted to make sure that we did result some of those in takeaways. So I was proud of the way that our DBs played, and really it starts with the guys up front. They were able to we had a great pass rush all day, and created some pressure, and it was our ability to take that football away that really put the score to where it was for us.
Total yards, the Dragons 430 yards on a day. Ethan averaged 35 yards a punt return, now averaging 11.3, I think, and leading the conference in punt return yardage. Third downs, the Dragons 5 of 8. You hold your opponent to 5 of 18. You got to like that number, as well as going 3 for 3. That's a number. Red zone, something we've increased so much as the year has gone on, going 3 for 3 this week.
Yeah, red zone offense and red zone defense is a huge part of what we do. And we talked a lot about Ethan. I think I said he was a redshirt freshman. He's a sophomore. He played last year as a true freshman, but he's done a great job increasing that role and putting us in good situations. Him and Spikes with our returns, and then it's what you said. It's third down conversion versus holding them to to getting off the field on third down. I think we were 5 for 8, and they were 5 for 18.
Yes,
and that says a lot about not just our defense or our offense, but again, us playing team football. If we're going to be good on third down, we need our defense to be great on third down as well. And that's the thing that we're doing, is we're playing complementary football.
Offensively, through the air, you're 17 of 20 with the 2 quarterbacks. Keegan comes in and goes 2 for 2. Alex goes 15 for 18. Did have 1 interception, but 3 touchdowns. That's 17 for 20. You got to like that completion percentage.
Yeah, and the interception, the officials, it was a bang play. It looked like it might have been PI. It didn't get called, and that is what it is. It was. We watched it the next day, and it was close. But it wasn't like Alex went out and threw an interception to the other team. It was tipped up, and they made a great play on the ball. But if you're 17 for 20, you're feeling really good. And
yes.
Keegan steps in late in the game, had a couple big third down completions to keep the ball in our hands and continue to tick that clock away. That's what we want to do. Each guy executing their role, that's playing team football.
Rushing on the football today, as we mentioned, Ronald, 19 carries for 217, couple touchdowns. Alex got 27 yards on the ground and a touchdown. And we mentioned Nick, 23 yards, and he found the end zone as well. Tyreek Spikes getting a couple carries as well. So those guys doing a job. And then 7 wide receivers caught the football for you on Saturday. Really spreading it around, led by you-know-who, Jalen Thomas, Mahav Wills, Ethan Holbrook, Will Jackson Linkard, Josiah Raber, Joey Zalewski, Ronald Blackman, all getting their hands on the football.
Yeah, and that's been something you've seen us in our close games, and you've seen us in our games where the score was similar to what it was on Saturday. You've seen us spread the football around. That's something that we want to do week in, week out, and it's a sign that we've got a deep receiving core, and we've got tight ends that can catch and running backs that can catch out of the backfield. And then the same goes in the backfield. Ron's had a great year, but you can't just have one back. You've got to be able to have Nick and Tyreek that can step in there and us not lose a beat. And that's exactly what we feel like we are right now.
Well, this Saturday, the Dragons on the road down in Owensboro, Kentucky, home of the Bluegrass Hall of Fame. If you ever had a chance to check that out, it's a really cool facility. But Dragons on the road at Kentucky Wesleyan. Look at the GMAC standings right now. Ashland, a close one against Northwood. Northwood had a chance late in that one. They're sitting atop 6-0. Dragons and Findlay both at 5-1, sitting in the second place. The schedule this week: Findlay will be home to Walsh. Ashland's at Lake Erie. The Dragons on the road, we said, at Kentucky Wesleyan. We're the late game, the 2 o'clock start this coming Saturday. If you look at some of the numbers, the Dragons second in scoring offense at 34.3. Kentucky Wesleyan's getting about 16.5 points per game. And right now, your offense first in total offense, and your defense first in total defense. Proud of those guys right now.
Yeah, and again, we don't sit there and look over the stats, and we're not a we're not a statistics driven team, but we do pay attention to the ones that matter, and honestly, the biggest thing is us going out and being a process oriented team, having a great week of practice, which we've started to this week. We need to complete a great week of practice. We need to prepare really well, and we're going to like the results on Saturday. That's what our mindset is week in and week out. And we're going down to play a team in Kentucky Wesleyan that's had a couple big wins here this year, and they had a great win at Northwood. It's hard to win on the road, and they went up. I think it's like a 10-hour trip for them. They went up and they had a great win. So we know that they're a team that has belief. We know that they're a team that's got skill and they've got grit. They're going to play hard, and that's the thing that we see on film. So we're going to give them our best, and I'm sure we're going to get their best.
Yeah, I can look at the numbers, and it also kind of relates to the time of year. I think both these football teams this Saturday, looking at the ground game, is going to be the key to the football games. The Dragons second in the conference running the football. Kentucky Wesleyan fifth. The Dragons also second in the conference at stopping the football and on the passing side of the defense too. So I think the ground game, as it always is, especially as we're getting into November, really is going to be a key to this coming football game Saturday.
Yeah, they've got an explosive running back. He runs the ball incredibly hard.
Second in the conference behind Ronald.
He's a great running back, and we're going to have to do a great job with tackling because I know they're going to feed him the rock, and they should. He's proven to be a guy that can get lots of carries and, again, runs really hard, is shifty, and can make people miss. So we've got to tackle well. We've got to play great defense. Our goal every week on defense is to stop the run first, and then defend through the air. So we're going to do that on defense. We're going to come out on offense. We're going to take what they give us and try to be as explosive as we can and play our game.
Brandon Mackey does get 99 yards a game. He's second in the conference behind Ronald Blackman, who's up to 112 yards per game. Ronald was leading the conference up for, I think, like 2 weeks, where Mackey had a big week and was able to jump ahead of him. But Alex, second in the conference now, 247 per game. Jalen leading the conference, 89 yards per game. Ronald first in the conference scoring. Your kicker, Ben, is third in the conference in scoring. Ethan Holbrook now averaging about 12 yards per punt return. Chris Walton first in the league in sacks. Justin Whippy first in the league in interceptions. And now Ethan has the longest punt return this year in the conference. And Jalen Cole's 84-yard interception return is the longest in the conference as well. So that's my job, to look at the numbers and write them down. But that just means, I mentioned that because you don't get there without hard work, first off, by yourself, and without all the hard work of all the other guys wearing the gold helmets on Saturday.
Yeah, it's a team game, and that's why football's so special, is those plays happen because of the other guys on the team and on the field. And the stats are great. Those are things that we'll reflect on. The ones that matter for us winning and losing the game we'll reflect on each week, but the other ones we'll take a look at them and smile at them after the season. Our guys are focused on the next task at hand, and that's the biggest thing for us. We came in on Sunday, and we didn't look at the scoreboard. We looked at what we needed to improve upon. We celebrated some of the great plays and the hard work. We do that, but our focus is completely on having a great process this week and just keeping that perspective of Last week, we celebrate the win on Saturday. We wake up on Sunday, we reset every single week. And that's what we're setting out to do, and that's our focus for this week.
How excited are the kids for this little stretch run, final 3 games here in the regular season?
Yeah, they're excited. And again, it's trying to keep that 1-0 mentality that, this week's the only week that matters. They're going to be excited to play this week. They're going to be excited to go up to Hillsdale, who's a good team.
Seem to be improving this year, too.
Yeah, absolutely. And then our rivalry game against Findlay, I don't know that I'll have to draw too much excitement from the guys that week. We're going to be fired up. But I think the thing for us is just keeping each week in its own perspective and not moving forward before Saturday. Right. We're focused on Kentucky Wesleyan alone. And we're working hard in the film room and with our plan and on the practice field on that, and that is all that matters.
I won't be able to make the trip this week, but I'll have the radio call for you on WTUD and Coast Country 100.9 on the TU Dragon Football Radio Network. Kentucky Wesleyan will have the broadcast on the digital network. That's a 2 o'clock start with a late game on the Great Midwest Athletic Conference this coming Saturday. Coach, just a few words what the folks are going to see from your kids down in Owensboro Saturday.
Yeah, it's probably getting old, but you're going to see us play hard, play team football. We're going to play together in all 3 phases. Our offense is gonna work hard to possess the football and be explosive at times. Our defense is gonna fly around. We're gonna stop the run, and we're gonna make plays on the ball if it's left in the air, and we're gonna do our job there. And special teams is gonna connect everything. But you're gonna see us play 60 minutes of football, and you're gonna see us play incredibly hard with great effort and as a team.
This Saturday, the Dragons and Kentucky Wesleyan. We'll come back next week and talk to you all about it, get you ready for the following Saturday. He's head coach Brett Ekkens. I am Russ Snyder, voice of the Dragons. This has been our weekly look at Tiffin University football.